This is Europa. It orbits Jupiter nearly 500 million miles from the Sun, a frozen 2,000-mile-wide, rock-hard ball of ice. From a distance, its surface looks smooth. Up close, it's a different story. Jupiter's enormous gravity gives Europa a pounding, just like its neighbor Io. The surface heaves and flexes, creating ridges and deep crevices.
When we first got close-up images of Jupiter's moon Europa, they looked a little familiar. And it turns out it looks like ice floes that you see when you fly over the Arctic. And it turns out it's the same thing. Europa has a several-mile thick shell of ice on its surface. And beneath that is a global liquid ocean.
Magnetic readings suggest Europa has an ocean that's a staggering 60 miles deep. Jupiter's gravitational pounding heats the rocky core and melts the ice above.
It's not unreasonable to think that as the core is being stretched by tides and heated up, possibly even molten, there's some boundary between a hot core and a liquid water ocean.
On Earth, underwater eruptions are surrounded by life. The same could happen on Europa. Here, the darkness is total. The pressure, a crushing 2,000 Earth atmospheres. A brutal world, but perhaps a cradle for life.
If life got off the ground here on Earth, why not on Europa? All the ingredients are there. An energy source, volcanic activity, a universal solvent, liquid water, a rich hydrocarbon chemistry. We have this mixing bowl of ingredients that happened on the Earth 3.5 billion years ago, and we have similar conditions on Europa. So some people are saying, if it happened here, why not there?
Life on Europa would be hard, but not impossible. On Earth, there is life at every extreme. Searing heat, crushing pressure, total darkness. Alien life on Europa might look surprisingly similar.
If life exists under the ice cover of Europa, they would be aquatic, but without eyes, because there's no light to speak of. They would probably use sonar in order to make sense of their surroundings. Organisms that literally feed off the energy from the volcano.
On Europa, volcanoes could be the source of new life. It's even possible that Europa is normal, that this is how worlds with life generally are. Earth could be the exception.
Think of it, Europa could be a template for billions of moons out there that have liquid oceans on them. So all of a sudden, our horizons have expanded several billion times by looking at the moons of Jupiter. What a shock.
Our solar system alone has over 170 moons. Multiply that across the universe, and that's a lot of places where life might take hold. All it takes is liquid water and a source of energy. Potentially, volcanoes provide both. And they are everywhere.